And the cover art featured a photo of his father, which I think should have been this image. But perhaps he did it to remind himself of what he was soon going to become. Before we talk about that, I'm gonna apologize for my last video. I reported that Drake fed lies to Kendrick, and truly, I wanted to stick with the story presented, not all the rumors going around, but I can see how that's wrong. He never fed lies to Kendrick, but the point stands true. We don't know if he has a secret daughter. The working theory that everybody has gone with spread from Reddit and a DJ Academics post, which shows no real evidence. The girl's mom has asked people to stop harassing them, so please stop doing that. Imagine you don't have a dad and the internet now thinks Drake is your dad, but he's not claiming you. And now you have all these internet detectives going through your private life as an 11-year-old to dig up any information they can. How about we just leave that alone? Again, apologies for saying Drake lied. I didn't even believe that myself. But I didn't want to accuse some random girl of being his daughter. That was up until I found this article from April of 2014. Could Drake have a love child in Miami? A woman named Sharkiva Myrick posted a photo of who was apparently Drake's son, captioning it, "He can't deny it, F what the media say." The photos were pretty convincing. The boy looked like a spitting image of his father, who was not Drake, but rather this dude over here, debunking that whole theory. But we're not done just yet. You remember the Live Miami nightclub? The one where P. Diddy punched his shoulder? Well, he likes to go there pretty often. Want to know why? In April of 2015, an unnamed Haitian American woman worked there as a bottle waitress and alleged Drake had a 2-year-old baby girl that he agreed to take a paternity test on. He was voluntarily paying the woman $15,000 a month in child support. But that was the last we ever heard of this situation. Now I'm going to present my own theory, and I want you to understand that it doesn't mean anything concrete. But he was at the nightclub in April of 2012. If she was 2 in 2015, she would have been born in 2013, fitting the timeline. If she was born in 2013, she would be 11 years old right now, the age Kendrick suggested on Meet the Grams. In March of 2012, he sold his condo in Miami to Mario Chalmers. So, did he pull a fast one? Look, it's a fucking TikTok and Lipstick Alley theory, alright? We're not digging anywhere deep. Until he admits he has a daughter or until she addresses herself, I think most everybody should just leave this alone. Because no matter what the answer is, it's not our business, okay? We're not helping her, and frankly, what would you do with that information? In April of 2017, a woman by the name of Laquana Morris, or Layla Lace, claimed she was pregnant with Drake's child. Drake admitted to having consensually hooked up with her in February of 2017, including oral sex that she voluntarily performed. Layla exposed texts between the two after their initial meeting. He seemed into it at first, but was dry texting her after. She bought a ticket to Europe to see him, but was hurt by his good guy image, realizing he was just another Zion tier gooner. Somehow, she's now pregnant. She has no money, she needs child support. Somehow, she has the money for a team of lawyers, but Drake has one stipulation: take a paternity test and I'll be the father. No, I will not pee for you, and not only am I now pregnant with your child, you assaulted me that night, made me spit a lot, and now I demand millions of dollars in exchange for my silence. This opened an actual criminal investigation with the Manchester Police Department, who could not find any credible evidence of a pregnancy or sexual assault, and they were unable to take any further action. Still, Drake opted to settle for an undisclosed amount that Laquana and her lawyers declined, saying it wasn't a good enough offer. When asked to take a paternity test, she refused, so Drake filed a lawsuit against her for civil extortion and defamation. There was no credible evidence of her pregnancy, not even months later. She also signed an order prohibiting her from making any statements alleging Drake assaulted her, but she assumed it was a fake lawsuit, just a publicity stunt, which unfortunately led to an ICU visit. After her attempt, Drake's team agreed to a settlement of $350,000, including a confidentiality agreement. In total, she received about $200,000 split amongst her and her attorneys, but she decided to file a further complaint against her own attorney, in the process admitting that she recorded sensitive meetings and pressured Drake to send the rest of the money. This led to a breach of contract where she had to return the initial payment but was still responsible for her attorney balances.
How sure are you that you're pregnant by Drake and not somebody else? Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna just make this clear because I have been asked that before.
Mm-hmm.
I have a child, okay?
Okay.
I'm a mother already, okay? I know who I sleep with unprotected, period. So it's 100% sure he knows it. So at the end of the day, I'ma just leave it as that,
And when you approached him about it, because you told him you were pregnant,
Right.
what was his response to that information?
He pretty much was just like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And then I told him, and then he pretty much was like, "I'm gonna call you back," and the phone calls just stopped. Everything stopped.
And now, my friends, is where we scar Adonis for life. Little boy, sit down. I'm about to tell you the story of your life. Your mother Sophie, well, she's a film star. You just won't see her on TV. Some of your distant uncles are James Harden, Iman Shumpert, and I'm sorry, buddy, you were in the womb when things were getting a little rocky. Your father, well, he didn't even claim you when you were born. Matter of fact, he wanted to have you aborted. He said your mother was a town square. He was a deadbeat ass dad. It took 2 DNA tests from 2 different companies for him to finally claim you, buddy. I'm sorry you had to learn it this way, guy. It ain't easy being your daddy's sperm. Just be glad you aren't your brothers or sisters who died by hot sauce. Okay, I did drag it. After finding out Adonis was his child, he was financially supporting them both. Reports say that even before the paternity test, he was helping her out. So to point at him and say he's a terrible father, not necessarily. But during that first year, we didn't know Adonis existed. Not up until the release of Pusha T's The Story of Adidon. Now, I know Pusha T was critical to Drake's story, but I need to save that for another day. So just know that Pusha T is half the reason why Drake went forward with sharing Adonis. In terms of Deadbeat, it's subjective how you look at it. There's no doubt they spend time together, but is it ever enough? Drake's out touring, at the studio, at nightclubs, in Millie Bobby Brown's DMs, in a tragic type of way. Drake ended up as the type of father Dennis was to him, not always being present in Adonis's life.
So you don't know if he's taking any shots at Pusha T?
No, I don't discuss it.
You don't?
I don't discuss it.
You think he's going to talk about the situation with the baby or anything?
What baby?
Let's go. The French baby.
Gotta go.
Hey Dennis, how's the new Bentley, man?
When you say what baby, you just like you don't think he's going to refer to that at all?
I don't
Don't know
know anything about baby.
anything about baby? Okay then, Dennis.
I talk about my son's business.
You don't want to talk about their business?
Good.
But it's like kind of yours as well, in a way, you know what I mean?
Grandfather,
Not my business.
So but you don't consider yourself like the grandfather or anything? Like, I know it's all like
Grandfather to what? What are you talking about?
to Drake's, like I know it's like maybe it's only alleged right now, but it's probably like, your grandson. I don't know. I would be happy if I were you. I'm sorry. I'm just putting myself in your shoes.
I don't have. I'm wearing sneakers. I don't know.
Okay.
But that's a talk for Adonis and his therapist. I'm just the instigator, and I'm placing my bets right now. North West will be a bigger star than Adonis Graham. Bomb and Talkin have so far wiped down anything Adonis has made, and comparing North's artwork to Adonis, clearly talent is passed down through the genes. Drake can only hope his secret daughter caught his musical itch because, oh boy, Adonis did not.
Man. Don't talk to my man like that.
Let it burn. Let it burn. It's burning.
Boo! Hey, Tom, shut the fuck up.
Also, no disrespect to Sophie, my apologies. She has 2 degrees, one in international affairs and the other being wealth management. She's an award-winning artist. She's even painted for Pope Francis. She started a nonprofit for Black artists in Toronto. She's not just, So before you think of her like that, she's probably accomplished a lot more than you and I have ever done.